was afraid to look upon the power.
No, showing that Moses was in touch with reality. He knew he was nothing. He bowed his face, afraid to look at the Most High. And Yahushua, because Yahushua is the word of Most High. Go ahead.
Exodus 3 verse 7. And the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters.
So like when it says the proud, respect not the proud in the last verse we was just reading, and now it's saying that the Lord hears his people's affliction. How are you proud when you're in affliction? That's the problem with our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. They're proud about their own oppression. They think they're living it up. They're gangbanging on turfs that ain't even theirs. The white man owns this land, and you're gangbanging for it. You're killing your own people for the white man's cause. That's pride. That you think you know something, and the Lord's going to show you. He's going to put that shit to the test, and it's going to fail you. A lot of men that know the name of Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua, claim to know something, but when that test comes, they're going to dwindle away. They're going to crumble under the pressure. They're not built on the foundation of stone. They're built on sand. That's why you're supposed to be in sincerity. You're supposed to be in the truth, teaching the truth. Go ahead.
For I know the sorrows.
I mean, this is a sorrowful thing. Think it was fun for Moses? Huh? He's in the temple of Pharaoh, but then his people are beat. He killed a man over it. But then not only that, does his own people come and say, what? Who put you boss over us? You're trying to deliver them out, and they're saying, who put you boss over me? How are you over me? That's that pride. How can you help deliver someone when they run from the help? Can you get Isaiah 24? I'm going to get this real quick where you get that. This is Deuteronomy 32, verse 12. So Yahweh alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. He made him ride on the high places of the earth. See, that's what builds men up. When you learn this truth, your mind goes to a higher altitude. You got to stay grounded. Even Paul had a thorn in his side just to keep him humble, so that men did not think highly of him because of the great revelation he was dealing with. Just like Moses. Verse 13, he made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields. And he made him to suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flint rock, butter of kine, and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs, and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats, with the fat of kidneys of wheat. And thou didst drink the pure blood of the grape, but just run, waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick. And that's how America is right now. America has waxed fat. They become lazy, where they don't think no one could step up to them and challenge them to a fight, because America's victories have defeated them. They don't realize that the whole world is going to come against America with nuclear fire. It says, and that's what happened to our people too. Our people have became fat with the belief of salvation by grace. All I got to do is call on Jesus. All I got to be is kind to one another. All these false doctrines have made their minds fat, where they don't think they have to do nothing. Men that know this truth, they think they know a little bit, so then they become fat in the mind, where, hey, you know what, I've done enough. I've been to camp. You know what, I tell people when I see them, but you ain't doing this camp. You ain't doing camps. You know, men that scoff on the videos, they talk a lot of shit, but you ain't out here pushing this truth. Like the men of GMS, starting with the elders down. Those men have been out there for 33 years pushing this truth on the streets about America's damnation, destruction coming by thermonuclear fire. it's going to be delivered by ICBMs. Russia just declared they got an ICBM that could outspeed any missile America has. There is no defense to that missile. America has no defense. America's about to be burnt with the heat that never even been felt. And people, what do? You fatten them up.
For the slaughter.
For the slaughter. You prepared them for slaughter. The Lord has prepared you for slaughter. Then it says, but Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness, when he forsook Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. What is that? Yahushai. The rock is Yahushai. His name actually means he is the deliverer, the rock. So then he's saying you thought it was serious at one time. You saw all this evidence that America's about to be destroyed, but then you begin to take it lightly. You start to dwindle just a little bit. You let a little leaven the whole loaf. A little sin comes in and destroys the whole brain. The whole soul is destroyed because of just a little bit of sin. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations. Provoked they him to anger. And that's why this great wrath is coming, but even more so for the men that know this truth. Yeah, the 2/3 is wicked and they're going to be destroyed, but they don't even know the right from the left. The men that know this truth, judgment is going to be upon you even greater than the 2/3, because you know the truth. And what did you do with it? Go ahead. Let me get one more verse. Verse 17. They sacrificed unto devils. And who's the devil? The so-called white man. Meaning you take on his gods. You believe in his doctrine. You believe all this bullshit they teach you in the universities. When you need help, you go to them. You don't pray. You don't believe the Lord. In fact, most people don't think anything evil could be from the Lord. It's only good positiveness. That's a deception to destroy you. That's something to make you wax fat. Hey, I'm all right. The Lord, he loves you. Love conquers everything. That's a wax. That's why it's a miry clay. Like we read in that first verse, a miry clay. Yeah. Clay is a representation of debt. Miry means it's very cloudy, like shit water. You can't see in it. Like the ocean. You can't see in the ocean. With your eyes, it's very dirty. So he's saying a filthy debt that you're in. That's what the Lord took you out of, which is our sin. Go ahead.
Isaiah 24, verse 1. Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh waste, and turneth it upside down.
Right, with those nukes. When the Lord sends this nuclear fire, everybody keeps talking about a polar shift, ice age. All that's coming with those nukes. When that sun gets blocked out by the thermonuclear fire that kicks up dust into the sky, it's called a mushroom cloud. That mushroom cloud is going to block the sun out. You're going to